Godspeed to the city streets. We began to feel the fire. We rise like tall buildings as the chemicals, they take us higher. The night's young, it has just begun as she puts her hand in mine.
Well, today I've come to a relatively forgotten watchtower at Bruton in Somerset. And this is forgotten because most people just think of it as a dovecote. But it was a watchtower, so it is one of only a very few left in Somerset at all. And it's an incredible thing to see, and we'll go into why it's here and everything about it. And I'm at the rather hip and trendy town of Bruton in Somerset. So just looking at it from here before I go up, you can see what an impressive structure that is. So I'm just heading my way up towards the tower now, and the tower was converted to a dovecote round about the 1700s, but the tower itself dates from the 1500s. So we'll have a look at why this tower is here. And just as I'm looking at the tower, it's made from Dolting stone, which comes from Dolting in Somerset, and they would have had to have hauled the stone all the way up here to build this wonderful structure. And as I'm stood here on my way up, and you look to one side, there's this banked structure here which runs all the way down and is almost a track at the bottom there that spirals its way up. So they must have somehow brought it up here. You can see the cow there looking at me, not too happy with me being on his patch, or her patch I should say. But there you go, that's life when you come and look at these places. Watchtowers played an important part in the development of towns because they could see who was coming over the hill, they could signal to other communities from there, they could safeguard things in that area that they couldn't safeguard in other areas, and it was a prominent landmark that was respected by others too. So that is why they're so important. You can see the shape of it looks almost medieval in the way that it's built. Looking around here, the views are incredible, and one very important point to remember is that this was once in the middle of the Selwood Forest. If we look at the tower today, we can imagine how it may have looked by superimposing an image over it of the actual tower layout, and it's quite impressive when you look at it like that, and also what the possible layout inside would have been. Absolutely incredible, but great to see. And the strange thing is, I was speaking to a local farmer, and he believes that there's tunnels that link here, the church, and in the town of Bruton as well. So this may have had a tunnel that actually went to it. Amazing. Looking up, you can see where it was converted to a dovecote with these little bits in here, but would have originally been with the windows. Obviously had 2 floors by the looks of it, and very impressive to think this is 15th century. And truly is amazing. There's some pigeons up there looking at us. You can hear the noise the pigeons are making up there. So they're not happy about me being in here. And the risk of contracting psittacosis, I would think today, seeing as it's rained slightly, are quite low. But an amazing structure. To think this was, all these little bits here were put in by the monks and they were using birds for food. Not pigeon again tonight, Friar. Yeah, I'm afraid so. More pigeon. Oh, thank you so much. So, looking out of the windows, even at the lower levels, you can see that it's got views for a considerable distance. And those would have been truly important in the time that the tower was built. And out towards the south there, and towards the west there, they were also a method of signalling to other people in the environment too. So on hills around from here, perhaps Cadbury Hill, perhaps Glastonbury towards that way, you would light a fire and signal to them, or signal by movements, and you would see if anybody was coming over the hill towards your community. So that was the purpose of them. But it's incredible that this one, I've often thought of as just being a dovecote, was in fact, it would seem, a watchtower. So I'm going to be leaving the Dovecote now. I should have said watchtower. And until the next time, thank you for watching and goodbye.